Hello, Internet!
Hello, Internet.
Hi,
Hello.
Internet. So, this is The Desolate Hope.
This is The Desolate Hope by Scott Cawthon, more recently famous for his scary game Five Nights at Freddy's.
No one will remember us. This message will roam the stars long after we're all gone. Maybe you're out there somewhere. I would like to think so. What makes an existence me? Oh, well, okay.
You were too late.
Are we playing as a coffee maker?
Yeah, so the plot of this game, which we'll kind of gather from here, but isn't quite firmly explained. Actually, it's sort of explained in here. Man,
Would you like to play a game?
Where is Ted who plays the games? There's a lot of text in the
That's
beginning.
fine. I'm reading. I love that coffee maker has like a personality and expression.
Yeah, he's also got little arms and legs.
He's got like eyelashes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the visual design for this game is... I much enjoy the aesthetic.
Because robots.
Yeah.
Because robots.
I only knew two things about this game when I went in to start,
One
which
is
was
that it's
the
made by
title.
Scott Cawthon.
Okay, three things. One was made by Scott Cawthon. The other two were the title and that it somehow involved sad robots.
Oh no, not sad robot.
Yay, sad robots.
Is this an engine heart?
Kind of.
Okay.
You'll see as we get into it.
Okay. Don't kill a spider. Siegfried the spider.
Found him in a coffee cup.
Okay. Interesting. Loon Infinis. Day phase.
So this is his first game then, yeah?
Not his first game. He
No?
had two
Okay.
games before this, which were the Desolate Hope and like the Quest of the Desolate Room, which ended up becoming the Desolate Hope later. You can still get that for free on his site. And then there was also like the Quest of the Pilgrim, and then the Desolate Hope, and then Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
So this is explaining the basic mechanics of the game. It has a day-night cycle. We have 16 days to play the game.
Oh.
There is a day phase and a night phase. There's a status screen here that says so as was stated in the beginning, there's basically 4 supercomputers on the station that are running simulations.
Okay.
As time goes on, each of them gets less and less power to keep running their simulations.
Okay.
Hmm.
They call these computers the derelicts for reasons I don't know.
Because they're derelict. They don't work anymore.
Ooh.
So this is BioBeta. He is designed, or BioBeta's sole purpose is to run experiments on like plant and animal growth on this planet.
Okay.
I don't know what this one is.
iSpot.
And then this is Alphys, who is designed to work on arcologies. He does like dome habitats and stuff like that.
Okay. Ooh.
Murad is designed. This is Murad, who is designed to understand how humans would populate the colonies. And then on the far left, we have Malens, who's designed on the basic infrastructure, things like mining, harvesting, constructing things from ores.
And looking evil as fuck.
Yeah, all the robots have all of the different derelicts have a very, very different design, and all of them have very, very different simulations that they're running.
Malwastes.
Yeah,
See,
and all of
the
them.
aesthetic of this game is amazing.
Yeah, this is really cool looking.
Holy shit.
True selves are here at the simulations. This is very This is like I have no mouth but played in Engine Heart.
Kind of, yeah. It's actually a lot closer than you might think in that regard.
Oh no.
Great.
Not in terms of the horror and infinite torture, but more in the idea of what AM came to represent.
Yeah.
So, as described before, there's a virus that seems to have been appeared inside of each of the supercomputers. So Coffee has lent us DC-09, formerly a gaming processor, his body to try and deal with the virus. And so one of the other things is this is like I Have No Mouth meets Off, basically.
Oh,
Interesting.
those are my two favorite things.
Wait, what are you shooting? Oh,
just energy blasts, because it's a simulation, I can do whatever I want.
Gotcha.
So there's also friendly robots in every area. This guy won't make a lot of sense until later.
Okay.
So,
I like his smile.
Yeah, so he appears in every different simulation, I think. There's some friendly robots that only appear in some simulations.
So basically, a coffee pot and a video game are trying to fix things.
Yeah, Coffee's actually, I think, as is hinted in the beginning, he's actually been working on the problem for a while. When he introduced himself to DC-09 and the problem, or DCO-9, he says, I hate having to go through this with you every single time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because the thing is, so the whole backstory is explained in the manuals that Coffee's been going through and finding any extra computers that he can find in the base and basically like stripping out their processors and rebuilding them into some computer that can try and fight the virus.
Look at that fucking spider bot. That's terrifyingly awesome.
Oh yeah, so here's the third game mode in here. So the primary part of each world is like a 2D side-scrolling shooter. But then in every world, there's also these computer terminals in which the gameplay takes the place of an overhead dungeon crawler.
That's cool.
Okay.
And in each of these, the main thing, and the thing that I'm probably going to skip over a lot is that, so you notice there's that rabbit with us that eats lettuce that comes from the enemies. He's increasing our little numbers up at the top there, and that number is currency, which is used to gate progress from one area to the other. Kind of like Legend of Zelda, or I don't know, like Legend of Zelda meets Metroid.
So I noticed you're hugging the walls. Any reason?
Yeah, so one of the things that is explained in the manual and is never explained, and is only kind of explained, is that there's hidden walls that you can either walk through or you can blow up.
Oh.
And the point of each dungeon is to find your way through the hidden rooms, and find what's called a fissure, which apparently is basically an open wound that the virus is using to attack the simulations.
Got it.
If you take those out, you get extra stuff that you can use in you remember the big robot at the beginning that we met called Boxcar?
Yes.
That gives us extra abilities that we can use with him that come into play later when we're actually dealing with fighting the virus.
I am getting a huge Zelda vibe right now, though.
Yeah, I mean it's very.
Minus the map.
And so there's some points here where the thing that I learned much later is it's only you can walk through the walls from the top and the bottom. And you have to shoot the walls on the left and the right, and I wasn't sure on those rules, so I was just shooting everything. And the other reason that these dungeons exist is because time doesn't pass when you're in them. So if you want to buy upgrades, these are a great place to farm credits.
I see. So your days aren't ticking down while you're in this segment here.
No. This pretty much exists to help you buy upgrades and stuff. And I'm going to do that, but all of that's going to be off camera because you don't want to watch me play these dungeons for like 30 minutes.
Yes. No, thank you.
As cute as that little bunny friend is.
So here's the first fissure. Each fissure is defended by whatever these things are. They're invincible. They shoot projectiles at you constantly.
They look like skulls, and I love them.
Yeah.
Can you? Oh yeah, you can shoot the projectiles.
I can shoot the projectiles. The thing is that they're constantly coming, and I can only shoot in 4 directions.
It's a bullet hell!
It literally is.
And I realized that when I get to this part, the projectiles don't go far enough.
Oh yeah.
And so there we go. We turned the fissure into a little rabbit hutch.
Aww. So this game recently came under a little bit of controversy, didn't it?
It came under a little bit of controversy. The thing that it came under controversy for is not until the end of the game, and I think, honestly...
Oh, we can talk about it then when we get to it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually in the game anymore. I think Scott removed it, but we can talk to it. We can talk about it when it happens then.
That's
so
true.
you notice now, instead of blue, the panel is red.
Yeah.
And so I just go back in, and I'm going to do a clock wipe past this, I think, in a hot second.
Oh yeah.
So
Waiting
hey
for
Matt,
transitions.
this is some pretty sweet music in here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's done by. Let's see. It's made by Bjorn Lin of. I believe this particular song is called Ankahora, which is sort of an African sort of tribal theme. And it's made by Brian Lin of linmusic.com. It's a royalty-free piece, distributed on neosounds.com, where you can get royalty-free music. I believe the license for this is about $35. And if you're watching this, you're probably going to notice that there's a content ID hit on it from CD Baby, because CD Baby is a bunch of fucking copyright trolls and casts a wide net over everything, so they get a little bit of money on everything.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel, I don't use AdSense, so they're not making a single red cent off of me having to authorize their music or authorize them as the copyright holder. Because while Scott Kaufman bought the rights to use this royalty-free, I did not. So I can't dispute it on YouTube, but Bjorn Lin, I don't know. Bjorn Lin might. I told him that CD Baby's saying they hold the copyright on this stuff. So either they do or they don't. I'm going to take care of that. Oh right, that's the thing. I didn't start grinding because I wanted to see what would happen if I got to the rabbit hutch, and it turns out it's just there.
There's more little bunnies though.
Yeah, there's the little bunnies that show up there. Munching on them skirts.
It means there are bunnies in their computer simulations.
Okay. All right.
Mal-wastes.
And you notice the kind of aesthetic of this area is that there's like, because the whole thing that Malens was supposed to do was simulate like resource harvesting and stuff, and so he'll probably he talks about it himself a little bit later, but you can see that there's all these giant inactive machines in the background.
Yeah.
And so then we come to another place that is very different than the rest of.
What? Whoa, whoa. Oh, there's that off feel.
So the thing is, the thing that's said, it just happened 10 minutes ago, but I can't remember, is that basically each of these supercomputers are supposed to be doing simulations for about 5 years, but they haven't gotten word back from Earth in about 30. So each of them's kind of gone a little bit off the rails in their simulations.
Yeah, as they do.
Yeah, like you do.
So do you have any information on what this game was like made in? Like,
I'm guessing it's made in Multimedia Fusion because it's got the same kind of pre-rendered graphics with the sort of parallax scrolling. Multimedia Fusion can handle all kinds of 2D graphics in layers. I don't know what engine this was made in exactly, but my guess is Multimedia Fusion. Because that's the same thing that Five Nights at Freddy's was made in.
Yeah.
It came out in like 2006. And here's another one of the friendly robots, Robo Baby, who sells. These are all equipment that I can put on coffee. And here's Malens.
Ideas in quotes. Truth of it all. He doesn't fit in with the aesthetic of this place at all.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be designed for mining, but the whole thing that he discovered, which is written in the manual, is basically he ended up simulating about 400 years of trying to mine and colonize this planet, and eventually came to the conclusion that it was all pointless, because everything that he had constructed in his incredibly realistic scenario ended up eventually breaking down. And so he just gave up on trying to do this simulation and created this like crazy toy world in the middle of it.
Yeah.
He decided just fuck it. The humans aren't coming. Everything's pointless. I'm just going to make a world that I enjoy. And you'll notice, and there's a specific thing that every one of the supercomputers has a different kind of fascination. And so Malens is toys because it represents something about human ingenuity and creation, and that comes into play later.
Oh jeez. They look so cool.
Yeah, no, this is still actually just a basic enemy type.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this isn't like...
The virus. I thought it was the virus when I first started playing, but no,
Yeah,
the virus is
it's
something very, very different.
It's just all part of the simulation. Because the fact that you're able to interact with it at all.
Yeah. And so, when you get down to the cave area, it's all just like... One of the things that's kind of neat is all the mobs in this area are actually able to damage all the blocks by attacking because they're all miners. Which you don't see because I go through and just kind of flop.
Mow through them.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to get to. Because I've basically played through this game before I played through it on recording, so I think I'm trying to get to all the dungeons here.
Go, little coffee pot, go.
Because I know exactly where the virus is, but you notice up at the top left, there's all those bars.
Yeah.
So the red bar is the only one that's important in the 2D side-scrolling mode. All the rest of the bars become important when I get to battle mode with the virus, and you'll see how they become important when I get there.
You look like you got full bars.
Yeah. So there's one more dungeon up in the top right here, on an elevator that comes up and down, and I fell like an idiot, so now I have to shoot this stuff back out.
So
all the dungeons are that same computer screen sort of dungeon.
Yeah, they changed from simulation to simulation, but they're all that top-down perspective.
Gotcha.
With the kind of I'm not gonna say vector graphics. I don't know like what it's trying to emulate. It's some kind of old arcade style.
Yeah.
Sort of like vector
graphics.
And there's a med up in the top there who we can't get to because we don't have the jetpack yet.
Jetpack?
Yeah, that's one of the things you can equip to coffee with enough credits.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's like I think the only bit of equipment that's absolutely required. There's only a couple pieces of equipment you absolutely need to buy, in order to progress through the game. The rest of them just make the game a lot easier.
So you just jumped right into this game without, like, knowing what the heck, yeah?
I jumped into it originally not knowing what the heck. I played it for a while, and I jumped into it on recording knowing a lot more what the heck.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean.
And then I noticed, okay, cool, I found this little upgrade guide. And one of the things that I'm going to do off screen later, he offers weapon damage upgrades, weapon range upgrades, and also how much each of the little lettuce leaves that enemies drop is worth. Which is super nice when I eventually have to grind out a bunch of credits to buy some stuff. I think by the end of this video, I go from each little piece of lettuce being worth 4 or 5 credits to every piece of lettuce being worth 12 to 15.
Damn.
Yeah, it sped things up a bit. I'm not sure. I'm guessing there's a purpose to this rabbit aside from it going through and like picking up the lettuce, because it's kind of bothersome to wait for this thing to kind of pick up the lettuce. Because it doesn't have a good pathing. It doesn't have a good pathing algorithm. It will process the lettuce in a stack basically. It will take the last lettuce dropped and go back to the first lettuce dropped. And I would prefer that it used one that was a little bit more based on proximity, because it will go like all the way across the map and then all the way across the map again if you don't do it right.
Hey,
which is a lot easier than the first one, except that this guy can actually hit you because he's in the right place of the map to do so.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Sweet.
Got more conditionals. And there's a third dungeon somewhere in here, which I think I get a lot later. So yeah, all the machines in the background here are all things that were supposed to be doing the ore harvesting operation, and all are things that Malens gave up on.
Okay. So, from finishing this game, I guess maybe we could talk about it when we get a little deeper into it, but I am curious. Do you see maybe where he made the jump from making this to making Five Nights at Freddy's, or does it just seem like, hey, I did this and now I'm gonna try something weird?
Sorry, what was that?
Can you see the connection from, like, when he made this to when he made Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, I don't know. No, none whatsoever.
There's kind of, like, there's not even really they both have robots, like, that's the only connection I can see.
I mean, there's a similar connotation of machine intelligence and intelligence being left to its own devices and what it chooses to do. There's Five Nights at Freddy's is, I'm guessing, significantly more supernatural in that it claims to be the ghosts of children or whatever.
Yeah, that it's
some grinding later.
Yeah, I didn't want to subject you guys to like 20 minutes of me going through that fucking dungeon.
It's fine.
And then I take the wrong way down. Actually, I think I take the right way down. But so yeah, now I think I'm. Oh yeah, so I have enough money that I can get some stuff. So you notice here, every time we do this, we add more conditions. Is what they're called.
Yeah.
You notice that it says like on like start battle, on take damage, on critical hit, on complete combo meter. None of those things make any sense because I haven't gotten to the point where they're relevant. So I'll explain what they do whenever we get to fighting the virus.
Okay. They seem like commands for a game developer.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I like. And one of the other ways that this is kind of like Off is that Off had, it's got the varying kind of themed worlds and the idea that you have to like the whole grand idea of you need to clear out this one thing, and kind of bigger stakes at hand. But it's also got the second part where the character that you're actually playing, not the character that he inhabits, was formerly like a CPU in a video game. And so the way that it decides to deal with the virus as opposed to the other ones is that it restructures everything in the form of a game.
Yeah, it is trying to make things make sense to it in its limited knowledge.
Yeah, and so it's one of these things like how often, and that it's very meta about its gaminess. It accepts very openly how much of a game it is. Oh yeah, okay, right. I was farming enough to get the hover pack. I was also hoping to get the water boots, but I was 10 credits short. So
flying coffee.
Yeah, so I think I use it here, and the jetpack has a very strange sound. It's got the same sound as a bullet hitting a target, which is odd, but yeah. So we need that to carry on the game. It's also helpful to get some things in every stage, which is why it's the first thing I got.
You realize that the jetpack is just farting, right?
Yeah, I do realize that.
Way to walk right into that enemy.
I am a smartman, but it's cool because they drop health when you kill them.
Oh, which you needed.
Yeah, fortunately this guy's attack pattern happens to coincide exactly with how I'm shooting, so I can shoot all those bullets out of the air.
Yeah.
And so now we get to the virus, but there's one more dungeon up here.
Interesting. Oh, is that the
hidden
virus
in a
there?
block.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. And so I think this one gets cleared out pretty fast. Because we want to get to the next gameplay segment of this. I'm still trying to learn how the dungeons in this work. It takes me until like the 4th or 5th one until I'm like, oh, okay, it happens exactly this way.
Yeah. It's very codified.
What?
It's very codified, which is amusing because it is literally code.
Yeah. And I do like that the dungeons actually do change up from world to world. We might see that later. I don't remember if it's in either of the couple episodes I've recorded already.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Why would you want to murder them?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the enemies in this area are even supposed to be. My headcanon of it is that it's like Inception, and that the simulation recognizes us as an outside threat.
Yeah, they're just programmed elements that are there to defend the simulation itself, and you just have to destroy them in order to save the entire simulation.
Yeah.
And eliminate the virus.
Yeah.
Or you're just being super callous and eliminating them to gain credits, basically.
Well, I can't even leave the screen when there are enemies.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah,
it puts a little border around the area.
It's forcing you to kill them. So yeah, that's just security measures. It's interesting that these security measures defend the fissure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing I'm guessing you can't interact with them because those are part of the virus itself.
Yeah, they definitely have a different aesthetic from the things you've been fighting already, so they're probably put there specifically to defend it.
Yeah. And so now we get to the more interesting part of this game.
Let's go kill a virus. Let's do it.
Virus is moving to intercept.
So this isn't the part we went to. Isn't specifically the virus itself. It's a piece of code that the virus wants.
Excuse?
Oh.
Yeah.
What? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?
I know. It's fucking amazing.
That's so great.
So yeah, when you fight the virus, it turns into a JRPG system, and the JRPG mechanics in this are kind of interesting in that you notice all of the AIs or all of the supercomputers at the bottom have those green bars.
Right.
Yeah.
The green bars represent how charged they are. This game uses a thing that's kind of like Bravely Default, in that you can either choose to charge, which gives you more commands in the next round, which are generally much better, or you can just go. And you'll have a couple of small options at the end, but the more rounds you wait before you carry out a command, the better your commands usually are.
Got it.
you have full access to all of the, and this is also, so you notice the bars up at the bars we had up at the top left are now on the top right. And so all of the bars we collected give us different buffs at the beginning of the battle. The red gives us bonus health when we get injured. The green makes everybody go faster until it runs out. The yellow does extra damage, and the blue, I want to say, is extra defense. And then you notice also we have a combo meter that's building up in the right.
Yeah.
When the combo meter fills, that's when it fills one of our conditions, which is where the conditions happen. So I have things like if I get a critical hit, then it will heal everybody. When I fill up the combo meter, it makes everybody. Yeah, one of my guys got knocked out because they're all level 1. But fortunately, so I have. So let's see. So Murad and Malens have the two strangely most useful abilities. Malens' first ability is Quick Repair, which will bring back all fallen allies with a little bit of HP, and then Murad. All of Murad's abilities are like weird charge abilities, so they're all like store stuff. So the ones I have active right now, which are up in the top are Store Heal, which just puts aside a certain amount of health, and when somebody gets injured, it drains from that pool and puts it back in their HP pool. And then there's Store Strike, which builds up slowly, and when you click it, it releases all of the damage at once.
I'm just amazed right now at what is happening.
Also, can I point out this sweet as fuck baseline that's going on right now?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I'm super pumped about this.
Yeah, no, I love the battle theme in this. It's like just such a fucking perfect
JRPG as fuck.
Yeah. And then the virus itself has a bunch of like major area of effect attacks. If you notice, whenever Alphys comes in, the main ability I tend to spam with him is called Proto Wall, which basically gives you invulnerability from one hit.
I don't even know how to process what's going on here.
Right?
And then let's see, Biobeta has a lot of status effect abilities. Malens has a lot of buffs. Malens has a lot of buffs and debuffs. Because I burned the strike I had going. Because I used Malens' ability Strike Plate, which doubles the attack damage, and then I used my stored strike to deal twice as much damage as it had built up. And all of them have different ability or different ways that their powers play out. Alphys basically summons a lot of ongoing different things. Biobeta has a lot of debuffs for the enemy and can do some speed buffs for the team. Malens has a lot of attack abilities and also has a lot of big buffs for the team. And Murad can just Murad basically has almost no attack abilities. Murad can just store up things you can use. Murad has one attack ability aside from Store Strike, which is called Psycrack, which basically takes all of the things that were in your stored heal and delivers it as an attack.
This fucking death animation went on for 20 seconds. That was so cool.
It's still going.
And at the end of the battle, it says what your DPS was.
Piece of data from the virus. Seems to be a tree.
When I first said that, I thought they were talking about a data structure, and then I realized, oh no, wait, it's probably a tree from Malens' like little thing he built.
So clearly, the things that we are keep trying to decode what the virus is protecting or attacking, and getting it swamped by the virus. Interesting. Yeah. That's cool. I like this.
Cool, me too. Holy
and so we're coming to the end of day 1, and then we'll come to the end of the video. So we'll carry on with the night phase.
Night phase.
Night phase!